Hello and welcome back to Xbox On. Henry and Bex here with a selection of games to get you through this weekend, or next weekend, or any weekend come to think of it, as they're all titles you can complete in just a few hours on Xbox Game Pass. So if you want to have a solid answer on a Monday morning to that age-old question of what did you get up to this weekend, we've got just the games for you.
Now, this franchise has been filling people's weekends for nearly 40 years now, and the Series X and S optimized version is the best yet. Bursting with vibrant colours and delicately dancing between thumping dance tracks and ethereal zen-like soundscapes, Tetris Effect Connected is about as meditative as you can get in a weekend without needing to break out the yoga mat. The connected bit lends itself to Tetris Effect being a competitive and cooperative multiplayer experience, but it's the journey mode that we're mainly talking about here today. Playing as a sort of campaign, there are various stages to play through with different themes, be it swimming with sea life, clockwork cogs, or stunning neon light shows. The movement of your tetrominos perfectly syncs with audio cues to deliver an ASMR rhythm/puzzler like no other. As for its length, well, depending on the difficulty you choose, it can be perfectly manageable across a weekend in short bursts in between other gaming sessions. Just beware of that final stage. It's fiendishly tricky, even on beginner.
But let's say you prefer to spend your weekend soaked in the juices of your enemies, rather than serenely zenned out on your couch. Well, there's one option that promises bite-sized bloodbaths of bracingly boisterous proportions. Gears 5 Hivebusters is the free story DLC that delivers lush island jungles, ingenious mechanical weaponry that had put Black & Decker to shame, and characters with necks as thick as a Sunday leg of lamb. And all of it looks glorious, especially on Xbox Series X, where the textures have been pumped up to 11, colours truly pop in 4K HDR, and the action stays fluid at a rock-solid 60 FPS. Instead of returning to the story of Kate, Diaz and co, you'll be handling Scorpio Squad, who you might recognise from Gears 5's escape mode, as they handle a top secret mission under the newly branded Hivebusters program. It's a Hollywood blockbuster level of action that is well worth foregoing another rewatch of Rambo for this weekend, and easily doable in under 5 hours. Don't forget that 2 mates can get involved too, thanks to the many co-op modes available.
While most of us had to opt for staycations in the past year, the Touryst is a lovely little island adventure that might just satisfy your lust for the soothing waves and sandy beaches we all crave. It's got everything from a gift shop, sun loungers, ancient ruins hiding alien artifacts of mysterious origin. Oh wait, that one wasn't in the brochure. Not to worry, because it's all charmingly wrapped up in a voxel style that both looks great and lends itself well to the platformer puzzling gameplay you'll be absorbed in for the next 5 hours. Worth mentioning, there's actually quite a few options for pumping up the graphical fidelity here, including a 120 FPS mode for those of you who crave frame-perfect input latency, and even a 6K 60Hz option for the crispest of pixels. I think I could get used to the island life, Henry.
Switching things up a gear, if you're looking for some serious scares in your weekend gaming, then you have to check out Blair Witch. Developed by horror connoisseurs Bloober Team, the team that have just released spoopy Series X and S exclusive The Medium, and based on the iconic film series, get lost in the woods playing as a former police officer searching for a missing boy with your faithful dog Bullet by your side. Navigate the eerie woods to find creepy cassette tapes, complete puzzles and find weird wooden dolls to solve the mystery of the missing child, all while the Legend of the Woods resident witch hangs over your every move. If you're brave enough, this is great fun as a substitute for a horror movie night on the couch, as it's completable in about 5 to 6 hours, depending on your problem solving skills. But definitely have some comfort blankets and maybe a fluffy friend of your own nearby to make it through the truly terrifying Blair Witch.
Actually, Henry, would it be too late by any chance to skip the terrifying walk in the woods and go back to those lovely island vibes? Perfect. Well, dig up your dad's best Hawaiian shirt and get ready to venture back out to the colourful tropics, because Call of the Sea is a tale well worth soaking up. Following the story of a woman in search of her husband's lost expedition, Call of the Sea explores themes of love, identity, and fantasy to back up its collection of puzzles and mystery. There's plenty to enjoy here, and it's all doable in 6 hours or less.
This list is packed with some gorgeously crafted games, and there are perhaps none more pretty than Ori and the Blind Forest. The first in the series sets a very high standard with its hand-drawn and animated scenes and characters, which move and interact in a stunningly choreographed dance of platforming majesty. The Blind Forest will likely see you through roughly 10 hours of fun, which is perfect for a cozy extended weekend in with Ori, Naru, and the full ensemble of woodland creatures. And if you can't quite get enough, you could double down the following week with Ori and the Will of the Wisps, a direct sequel that even includes Series X and S optimizations. Imagine all of the charm and tight gameplay of the first, but with support for 120 FPS and even a 6K option.
One series you might not associate with the short and sweet category is Halo: The Master Chief Collection. The iconic series needs no introduction from us, but the Xbox Series X and S enhancements, and all games in the collection now playable on PC, the Arbiter is looking fresher than ever. With its linear, action-packed, punchy story, each game is completable in around 8 to 10 hours, and if you've got a friend to party up with, maybe even quicker. We've used these classic co-ops to share a laugh and some time with our pals over the last few months when we haven't been able to IRL. So book in a mate date one Saturday and deliver that bomb to the Covenant.
From a bit of co-op action to some solo adventure with the endearing exploration game Night in the Woods. Play as May, who has returned to her hometown of Possum Springs to resume her aimless former life and reconnect with the friends she left behind. Explore what's changed in the town by the game's playful mechanics and uncover a dark secret that leads her into the woods. Totaling about 8 to 10 hours for the playthrough, this is a great cozy game to finish over the weekend with thought-provoking themes and decisions that affect how your story plays out. What's up next, Bex?
Another acclaimed survival horror for our list is Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. With Resi 8 coming out in May, what better way to get ready for Lady Dimitrescu than paying a visit to the Baker's house? As the first full-length game to use Capcom's in-house RE engine, this first-person scarefest puts you in the boots of Ethan Winters to find his beloved wife, Mia. Explore the dilapidated and gruesome house, bumping into family members who are maybe not the most welcoming hosts you could wish for. This new classic can be completed in about 10 hours and is brimming with jump scares, a haunting storyline, and some good old-fashioned Resi boss fights. Play it on Xbox Game Pass for PC or console if you're feeling brave enough.
Finally, on our list of weekenders is A Plague Tale: Innocence. This cinematic and harrowing story game follows Amicia and her little brother in 1349 France as they avoid pursuit of the Inquisition, traveling through villages that have been devastated by the plague. Fight to survive against soldiers, avoid swarms, and we mean swarms of rats, and fight the light in these dark and troubling times. With an extremely hostile environment and a lot of scurrying rodents to contend with, you have to stay as stealthy as possible, overcome challenging puzzles, and sometimes even use the little furry fiends to your advantage. This poignant story can be completed in about 10 to 11 hours. That is, if you can see through the tears.
So there we have it, 10 amazing games that you can complete in the space of a weekend. You might even manage a couple of them over a chilled Saturday and Sunday. Make sure to let us know down in the comments which Xbox games you've been completing over a weekend, and if you have any to recommend. Thanks for watching, remember to smash that like button and subscribe for even more videos like this. We'll see you next time, bye!